Let's check it out, everyone. Apparently, Nux Otaku is getting some cancellations over something to do with Jaden animations. It has something to do with the Mr. Beast video or something. I don't know. First, he was getting canceled for hanging out, I guess, with Mr. Beast one time because Mr. Beast messaged him one time, like, "What's up?" and he was like, "Yo," and that was about it. And like that was like it's like or I guess he asked him if he wanted to collaborate, and like that was about it. But like Nuts has collaborated with a lot of people, like and like just because you collaborate with someone doesn't mean you support them to a certain degree, in my opinion. Especially if it's like in an interview sort of like sort of way. I look at Oompaville. He even interviewed Vegan Teacher, which was pretty hilarious and interesting to see. It was pretty good content. So I'm kind of curious to see why people are so mad about this. Pyro is awesome. I don't know why I'm not subscribed to him on this channel. I should be on my personal.
The comments.
Anyway, go drop a like, go drop a vid.
Uninitiated. You're just here because I react to. Oh man, dude. I react to basically everything that goes on everywhere in the world, and it's obviously not some sort of crazy parasocial sh. That said, people are flooding my comment sections with Teen Titans Go references. I don't think you recognize quite how famous I am in the hate community. I'm being canceled by toddlers. It's amazing.
Oh, would you look at the time? It's another episode of Guess Who's Getting Cancelled this week. So, Nuxtaku is a YouTuber who's been under fire for quite a while. I'll be honest, going into this, I have no dogs in this fight. I've got no bias for or against the guy. I personally haven't really ever spoken to him properly before. And what I find really interesting is, like, I don't watch this guy's content. I don't think I've watched a single video.
Even some things that he actually...
It's not even that I don't enjoy his content. When you're a YouTuber and you've been doing...
There are some things that he can genuinely be criticized for, but the problem is that people keep canceling him for like any little tiny thing they could get their hands on.
For so long, you just kind of don't really watch other people's content unless it's like a close friend or something like that. So basically, I'm just trying to get the message across that, like, covering this, I'm neutral. I'm Sweden in World War II. Now, whenever I'm scrolling on TikTok or something, I'll see a couple of memes, like attacking Nuxtaku, but like in the same sense of how people would attack me as well. It'd probably be a clip of Tony Soprano just like fainting, and the caption would be parasitical when the game doesn't have fat farting animals. But the hate that Nux is getting doesn't seem to be kind of a, oh, we're laughing at you, but it's, kind of goes both ways. This is like, no, these people absolutely despise him and they want him dead. Like, I've seen tweets against this guy that get over 100,000 likes on Twitter. That is insane numbers. So I really just wanted to do a deep dive and understand like why is he getting so much hate? So if you check Nux's main channel, he hasn't uploaded for around a month or so. And then if you go onto his second channel, he does daily slop like, so many people on YouTube do right now. So there's not really anything out of the ordinary there. If you look through the content, you'll see it's mostly just reaction content, which again, it's like, believe me, I'm not going to make the argument that Pyro Live is making leaps and bounds. I'm not doing that. Don't you worry.
What do you say? Garbage?
Let's go, minion memes!
Now, the one thing I will admit, though, is Nux definitely has me beat content-wise, because I manage to usually get, like, one slop out a day, usually way too late, when this guy is pumping out, like, 2 to 3 videos a day. Now, from what I gather by looking into, like, the dislike ratio and stuff like that, even though we know, as I've said in the past, it's kind of proven to be a bit inaccurate, because the way that the YouTube dislikes works is it's obviously been completely hidden, but you can use the return YouTube dislike plugin, but again, it's inaccurate because it only shows people that actually have the plugin and they interacted with the video, and if they interact with the video, it's more inclined that they're going to dislike it. So I mean, I've had this in personal experience as well. Whenever you dislike a video and I didn't know that that's huge, how that works specifically. It's not actually as bad as it looks usually, but looking at his recent videos, you can see that the videos he's made reacting to Jaden animation content, they've got very high levels of dislikes. So the main reason that I gather at the minute why Nux is getting
what's
so much
interesting?
hate...
It's interesting that YouTube specifically made this whole process, its whole program of removing the dislike button, specifically to make sure that the YouTubers didn't feel personally attacked by the criticism of the dislike button. But I feel like because of that, it's actually lent itself way better for people to paint a picture of certain videos being hated. You get me? Instead.
Again, this is hate from the Twitter mob.
I feel like it's actually
can definitely
had the opposite
overblown
effect.
quite a lot. Is Jaden Animations. Now, Jaden, she doesn't need any introduction. She basically started off by doing like storytime content on her channel, and she's actually stepped into being like a VTuber herself, especially with like streaming content and stuff. But she was actually in a Mr. Beast video, which was 50 YouTubers fight for $1 million. And obviously each YouTuber, because they're already minted beyond belief, basically were going to give the money to a specific charity. And with Jaden, she basically wanted to use the money to help put kids through art college. And there's a whole different drama about that as well. The fact that she was working on her version of appearing in that video to animate all of it, and then the allegations against Mr. Beast came out, and obviously, you know, you could tell that she was not happy about that by some of the tweets that she put out, and then also the description in the video itself just saying she does not associate with Mr. Beast like at all, despite being in the competition, doesn't condone any of the behavior or the allegations going around right now. And that really sucks as well, because it's obvious that, you know, when you make these animated storytime videos, they take a while to do. Now, I checked the description of Jaden.
Bro, that's gotta suck. That's like when Subway had this entire huge freaking like campaign set up for Jared from Subway, and then they had to cancel everything because it came out that the dude had like a hard drive full of
and her animation team is massive. It is enormous, but at the same time, like that, it still takes time to put this stuff out. Now, from what my CIA analysts are telling me, one of the main reasons that Nux is getting so much hate at the minute is because he reacts to content, which again, like everyone does that. I literally have my own channel, Parasitical TV, where I just react to content and say something every 5 seconds.
Just put the gun to their head.
What in the big chungus? Is that Benny? What have they done to my boy? But people have seemed to really have a problem with him recently because
they didn't have any more donuts at the cafe counter. He's
framing the videos, like the titling of the videos.
So he's gone pale. He's scared. He doesn't know what to do now.
It's more mentioning how
he needs the caffeine and the sugar to get through the morning.
Like, for example, this title here that says Jaden Animations and I found out we have ADHD, or Jaden Animations shows me a cancelled Nintendo game. You know, it's just kind of framing to make it appear that it's like a collab when it's not. It's just here that says Jaden Animations and I found out we have ADHD, or Jaden Animations shows me a cancelled Nintendo game. You know, it's just kind of framing to make it appear that it's like a collab when it's not. It's just a React Andy. And by the way, I am fully aware that I have done very similar things. I'm basically the equivalent of the clickbait god. You know those videos that I called like the best game you've never played? It's probably a lie because like someone's played it. I mean, all right, you got some great examples here, right? If you look at Parasitical and type in PewDiePie, I don't know why. I had some weird obsession with making videos on him, probably because I'm a little leech, but you've got like, you know, answering for PewDiePie. Why does everyone hate PewDiePie? Did PewDiePie stop stealing my content? Response to PewDiePie. I was pretty much a complete vulture for content and pretty much still am. So,
I mean, welcome to
some
YouTube,
of the video
right?
titles that he used are actually pretty funny though. Like one of them here where Jaden was talking about her 10-year anniversary on YouTube, and he titled it, "Goodbye, Jaden. I had a great 10 years on YouTube. All things end."
Goodbye. No. Goodbye. Jaden and I had a great 10 years on YouTube. All things end.
You know, like the way it's titled, it's like Jaden would be reacting to him quitting YouTube. There was even this one viral meme that was doing rounds on TikTok, and then it got shared on Twitter, of going through a bunch of Nux's thumbnails. And the punchline for each one would basically be him self-inserting with someone saying, "And Bumblebee."
And Bumblebee! And Bumblebee!
Apparently that's meant to be a bit with Teen Titans Go. Apparently there was this one-off character called Bumblebee. So the entire running gag was just them saying Teen Titans.
And Bumblebee!
Now apparently he said he was going to do a video
because
like
she joined the team.
This huge
she joined the team,
situation, but that
and they had to change the theme song.
I do think like out of all the dramas I've seen on YouTube, this is like the biggest nothing burger. So unsurprisingly, I wasn't really worried if a response video would come out or not, because again, it's just like basically funny self-insert meme. But there have been clips of him on stream going around basically him saying that he just understands that a lot of people on the internet do absolutely despise him.
The comments are flooded. For those of you that are unaware and uninitiated, you're just here because, you know, I react to I react to basically everything that goes on everywhere in the world, and it's obviously not some sort of crazy parasocial That said, people are flooding my comment sections with Teen Titans Go references. People say—
To be fair, Nux plays into it so freaking much. He does it just to piss him off at this point. It's freaking hilarious,
Bumblebee.
actually.
Bro, I'm being
because people get more and more pissed off.
It's
Where it's like, bro, why are you
And
so
I think
mad?
that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video, because again, I said earlier, like, I don't
I
really
feel,
know.
you know what, conspiracy tinfoil hat theory on. I feel like the people who get mad at him for that are people who have they themselves have such a parasocial relationship with Jaden that the idea of Nux thinking he has a parasocial relationship with Jaden and being so public about it potentially is what's pissing them off.
Nux that much. I've never had any bad experiences with the guy, but he's someone I don't watch any of his content either. But like I said earlier, I just don't really watch that many YouTubers unless it's like friends and stuff nowadays. But it is just weird to see a situation where, from an outsider, it almost seems like the hate memes made against the creator have become bigger than the creator themselves. And then, of course, the fated event happened where Jaden uploaded her animation talking about, you know, winning the Mr. Beast $1 million competition. And then already you had people memeing on it straight away. It's like, why is Jaden hiding that she and Nux Taku won the challenge together? Sad face. And then Midas saying, I can't wait to see how Nux Taku 70k. 70k. Midas, I love you. I know you're a Twitter Andy, but 70k. He actually gets so many likes. That's wild.
With the grass cat that's like rolling it up. What the freak?
Tell me that you have Twitter monetization
Bro,
turned
they
on,
have better
because if not,
freaking-
Elon is just basically making free money out of you. The hate bandwagon against Nux got so big, there were people that were like even preemptively making...
Bro, some of these freaking like Twitter Andes are actually genuinely getting more engagement than I am.
the Jaden animation and Nux Taku thumbnail, you know, to like,
Hating
just
Nux
give it
Taku
to
is
him
more
for
successful
free.
than me.
We all know it's coming. I figured I'd just make the thumbnail and title it for him so he can put in even less effort. And then the same guy, Salty, he ended up doing like an update when Nux actually put the thumbnail out, and you know,
No
again,
way.
no
No
hate to
way.
Nux, but they do look very similar, and the fact that the guy made it as a meme to like clown on him and it looks so similar anyway. Again, I've said this loads of times, I don't want people to get it twisted or anything like that. I don't think Nux Taku should be cancelled, but also I do think the clowning on him to an extent is kind of funny. I think that's one of the reasons why
and the thing is, I feel like he knows. And that's why he's doing it on purpose. Because didn't he start doing that style of thumbnail because of Sniper Wolf? But again, I will say, at what point does it stop being ironic and it's just you doing it?
talk about this, because overall it's more of like kind of a light-hearted story with the most inflated quotation marks imaginable. I say light-hearted like when you tell your mate to kill themselves on Discord and then they reply saying it's heartwarming. Now obviously Nux is fully aware that there is like a huge hate mob against him at the minute. He has actually addressed the whole you know, me and Jaden kind of thing, saying that it's getting cancelled.
I'm being cancelled by toddlers. It's amazing.
And then on top of that as well, he even acknowledges the Bumblebee
That
references.
said, people are flooding my comment sections with Teen Titans Go references. People saying, and Bumblebee. Bro!
Now, usually this is where I'd start to wrap up the video and say a bunch of useless nonsense, but somehow it still kept going even after that.
It's still
As
going.
you know, and
It
as you
hasn't
may have seen,
ended.
a lot of people have Chrome extensions that change the thumbnails of videos. Like, for example, a very popular one called the Mr. Beastify Chrome extension, which is not aged that well due to recent allegations.
No
but
way!
You can basically just get a selfie of Mr. Beast in your thumbnail. And then one person had the genius idea and basically tweeted out browser extensions that take every YouTube video starting with I and replaces it with we and adds Nux Taku
No
in
way.
the thumbnail. And again,
Please.
80,000 likes.
Please, yes!
And then someone replied and came out with a Nux Taku Chrome extension, which you can download right now. Apparently it's not available on
I want it. I want this. Is it actually? Bro, I'm gonna install this right now. I don't have Chrome on this one.
Firefox, though, unlucky. And to people on Linux, it'll probably be available in 7 decades. And if you go into the overview of this plugin, it wasn't cap. It takes every single YouTube video starting with I and replaces it with we, and then adds Nux Taku into the thumbnail. It also works with me, my, and mine, etc. So then obviously people started running wild with that plugin. You had stuff like, you know, we play doors again, like it's a collab with Queso. And then people started doing double damage by stacking the Mr. Beast plugin with the Nux Taku one. So here you go, German clips that we force our non-viewer Andy friends to watch. Now that's pretty much where it concludes. Nux hasn't responded, and he doesn't really need to, I feel, and Jaden hasn't responded like she needs to. Again, this is such, I feel that this is such a non-drama. It's just one of those situations where
I mean, yeah,
it's kind of funny
it-
to look at from a distance and go, haha, Lamau, He said we instead of I. That's funny. I think what's
And
happened
that's
is
why people are
Jaden
mad.
has an enormous fan base, right? Especially with people on Twitter that are in that kind of like art community and stuff. And I feel that they've now
They're very
only just
passionate
recently
about the
discovered
community.
who Nux is, when in reality he's been doing this for years. Like, for example, 2 years ago, Ludwig and I summarized the Johnny Depp trial. It's not Ludwig and you, like you're reacting to Ludwig. And then there's another one, Penguin Z0 and I hate this anime cringe. And then another one here, Umberville and I destroy Sniper Wolf. Again, it's just the way that he titles videos. It's not really like a bad thing. And again,
it's like a meta on YouTube, though.
I'm
It's not even
making
just
this
him.
video to say clickbait is le bad, because I would be the biggest hypocrite on earth. Like, there was even one person on Twitter basically saying that they filed a report on Nux's YouTube account,
That's
reporting
funny.
it as sexual content and harassment since
Why?
she's a non-consenting person. And when it reaches that
YouTube, bare minimum, easy to change. Like, what is wrong? Why has this changed? Anybody who makes a false report like that should be banned, like perma-banned off the platform.
point,
full
I think it's
blown.
like, okay, we need to just take a break from the internet for a minute. Okay, if you want to laugh at the Sans Undertale man for saying people are in the video that aren't, that's fine, fair enough. But stuff like that is like, holy reach. And what kind of video is it without a Breaking Bad reference? This actually reminds me of the time where Walter is having a breakdown to Jesse, talking about who's going to get a share of the cut.
And then genius. Huh?
I don't know.
You don't know. You know why you don't know? Because you don't think. That's why. You don't think. You never figured out how to think, did you, Pygmy?
I said I was sorry. I just
You
need
never
my half
figured
of the
out how to
money
think.
and I will go.
You're half.
You're half.
I love rewatching Breaking Bad. It is actually like, it's like an SNL bit, because Bryan Cranston like used to be a comedy actor, you know, like Malcolm in the Middle and stuff like that, like almost theater level. And it's like, if you watch any of his performances now, it's like you could actually add a laughter track afterwards. But yeah, I know this is like the most non-drama of all time.
No.
I just think it's overall just a huge nothing burger. I think the only reason I really wanted to talk about it is because, like, I don't know why. I don't know what is up with the algorithm, but when I'm scrolling on Twitter or TikTok,
What
I would
the
just
frick am I looking
constantly see
at?
memes ribbing on Nux.
We? Who's we? There is no we.
But yeah, what am I going to call the video? The Nux Taku.
Yeah, but it's the best. I gotta admit, there are certain people that 100% it's starting to become a meme to hate on them. For example, what like, because there's like people you can bully. Chibidoki is one of those where all of chat just bullies her, like everything, just bully her. Everything she does, you bully her for it. She's called, you know. I think Bibu just has a little bit of that. You know, a lot of the quote unquote punchable VTubers. But Nux is starting to become this unironically like funny to like hate on VTubers, just because there's so many people that get so pissed off at the tiny little things. And don't get me wrong, he has done things that are like very much worthy of criticism. The whole Tigaholic situation was handled very badly, and I frankly still think that he deserves his own separate apology video. But it is what it is. You know, he did apologize, but that's no reason to get like as vile as some of these people get, dude. It's wild.
Situation is insane. Oh god, I hate the YouTube algorithm so much. You know what we should do? We should go back to like you remember when we had like the older videos, like the Leafy rant, the H3 rant, like you just said like word and then rant. Well, what happened to that, bro? What happened to that? What happened to MLG videos? Everyone on YouTube fell off.
Bro, what do you mean? I got you. I'm working on them. They're coming out soon. I'm genuinely gonna start making like all my like just ranting videos, because I'm actually good at ranting. A lot of people tell me to shut up during reactions, but I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I'm gonna rant even more. But now I'm gonna make videos where all I do is rant. It's gonna be wild. All right, let's move on. Thanks for hanging out. Like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and become a Monodachi today. I live stream all day, Monday through Friday, so go say hi. That's all for now, monos. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by. Salut!